So I kind of did a short video talking about the Wolverine trailer for Insomniac, and yeah, looks really awesome. It just feels like a Wolverine game, and I'm really excited for it. But we also got like a snippet of some villains we're going to encounter. Mystique, which we don't know if she's going to be friend or ally, or enemy. She's probably going to be both, because that's who Mystique is as a character. And Omega Red. I was so excited to see Omega Red in here. Omega Red is always a Wolverine villain I enjoy seeing, and to see him in here as a main villain is really cool. Also, I didn't think about it, but when I said I want to see the Reavers, someone pointed out that is the Reavers. Those are like the cannon fodder. And I'm like, oh, even better. So we have three. We have the Reavers, and if you want to be nasty, we got four, or pedantic, I should say. We got four, because it looks like the Sentinel that Logan is going to face off with is a master mold. Well, at least that's what it looks like. So those are our villains so far. But I thought it would be kind of fun, and I talked about this in my short video, of like what other villains I would absolutely love to see in this Wolverine game. Like, what other villains? Now, we're probably not going to get everyone. We're not going to get every single villain, because maybe they'll save some for the sequel, maybe put some others in there from the X-Men Rogues Gallery. But Wolverine has, I think people forget that Wolverine does have like an extensive Rogues Gallery of his own, right? He just kills a lot of them. So I thought it'd be kind of fun to talk about like some villains I would like to see and how they could probably fit in the game, and even talk about one hero I'd love to see fight Wolverine. Which, let's talk about that right now. I would love to have a Hulk as a boss fight. I would absolutely love to have a Hulk and Wolverine fight in here, and because Wolverine actually showed up in a Hulk book. Him and Logan and Banner have been intrinsically tied with each other for the longest time, and they have some of the best fights ever. I think it would be really cool to have Hulk as an enemy in here, and to have the two fight and actually have a Hulk Unleashed. That would be really cool. We do see the Canadian. It looks like we're in the wilds of Canada, so obviously we're going to have Department H here or Weapon X. So could we see them like hunting the Hulk? That would be a cool idea, or something of that nature. Who knows? But yeah, speaking of Canada, I would really like to see the Wendigo. The Wendigo is another character that you can actually tie this in with the Hulk story. Like, you could make it like a loose adaptation of the two-part story that involved Wolverine's entrance into the Marvel Universe, that involved the Wendigo. So again, the Wendigo is another character who has been tied to Wolverine multiple times. So to have that creature would be really cool. I think that would be an awesome boss fight in the game. Probably be very violent too, because that thing is a man-eater, and you have to become one through cannibalism. So I think it would be really neat is to like see just the Wendigo just eating away at someone, and Logan's just like, all right, I think you had your fill, bub. That'd be cool. So yeah, Wendigo is another one I think would be really cool. Moving on to another villain that probably a lot of you, well, two villains I should say, that you probably never heard of before, and they are Bloodsport and Roughhouse. Bloodsport and Roughhouse are some of Wolverine's more solo enemies. Basically, when Wolverine got his ongoing, Logan was encountering all these different villains. He was encountering all these different threats. But basically, the first two that he really encountered when he got his solo series were Roughhouse and Bloodsport. Bloodsport is a vampire who feeds on the blood of immortals or people with long lives, so he goes after Logan a lot. And Roughhouse is a dude who's just super strong. He's a big, burly dude with super strength and can take a lot of punishment. That's really it. That's Roughhouse. So the two of them usually work together. Like, Bloodsport and Roughhouse work in tandem. And the reason why I bring them up is because they work a lot in Madripoor, which definitely looks like we're going to Madripoor. So the two of them usually operate out of there. So maybe to have either at least Roughhouse. I think it would be kind of cool as like a mini boss fight to have a Roughhouse here. That would also give a lot of credence to like the classic Wolverine villains. Bloodsport would be cool to see in here, but I think it would make like also to have Mandrapore here, you'd got to have like a mini boss fight with Roughhouse, like in the Princess Bar. Speaking of Mandrapore, I think it would be really cool if we get Tiger, the crime boss who rules Mandrapore and usually sleeps around with Logan. She's always a cool supporting character, and I really would like to. I think it'd be really cool to see her. Next up, for the next villain, I would really enjoy like to have as a fight would be Silver Samurai. Now, it doesn't look like we're going to Japan, so maybe they'll save Silver Samurai and the Hand for a sequel. Because again, I don't think we'll get like I said before, I don't think we'll get every single Wolverine villain out of the box. We didn't get every single Spider-Man villain out of the box in the first Spider-Man game. So maybe we could do a Japan, like maybe this will be a sequel story, like save Silver Samurai for a sequel story set in Japan. Maybe do like a loose adaptation of the Japan story from Chris Claremont and Frank Miller. It'd be cool. But Silver Samurai is another powerful villain of Wolverine's and would be a fun boss fight in his own right. Along, like, you could even have the Hand in there, too, just cutting through ninjas left and right. But yeah. Now, a villain I do hope is in the first game, and we already have the Reavers, so this makes sense if she was here, and that's Lady Deathstrike. Lady Deathstrike, I feel like is one of Wolverine's top villains, and she's always tied to the Reavers, which again we have here. She's also had Sentinel tech with her, so again we're having Sentinels. I think it would be dumb not to have at least Lady Deathstrike in this game. I think it would be kind of a remiss to not have Lady Deathstrike among Wolverine's enemies in here. She's deadly, she's fast. I imagine her boss fight would be like trying to keep up with her, like trying to keep up with speed with her, because she's an incredibly fast opponent. Following that, Cyber. Cyber is if you don't know who Cyber is basically a villain who he has adamantium skin with neurotoxin, with hallucinogenic neurotoxin claws at the end of his fingers. He's actually terrified Wolverine to the point where Logan can't even move. So I think it'd be really cool. Another great boss fight, trying to figure out how to damage him with and try to hit the weak points on him. And also, whenever he hits you, it's like you're fighting a nightmare, like again like a Scarecrow fight, or more to the point, like a Mr. Negative fight from Insomniac. So Cyber is again not one of those villains you don't think of. But I was like, yeah, Cyber would work here, because Cyber did train Wolverine and then betrayed him, because that's how it goes. Then you have Maverick. Maverick could work as both an ally and enemy, because Maverick's a mercenary. I think it would be kind of fun to have him like team up with Logan, or have it be that like Logan goes to him and then is like, hey, they paid me, so sorry, man. Another great boss fight, kind of more of a range fight. Same with Fathom X. Fathom X I don't think we'll get here, but he would probably operate the same way. Now, as for... You've probably been waiting the whole video. If you made it this far, you've probably already like, why aren't you talking about Sabretooth? Sabretooth is either going to be a given, or he's going to be saved for the next game. It's kind of like with how they've been building up Green Goblin in the Spider-Man games. They're just kind of building him up. But I will say, Sabretooth is either going to be in this game or the next. I don't think they would they would throw out Wolverine's arch nemesis right out the gate and make you want to see him. I think they would make you just crave seeing Sabretooth, and to go head to head with Sabretooth, because I feel like he's a villain that kind of needs his own story. I don't know if he'd be I have this worry that if he was in this game, he'd be kind of thrown to the wayside. Now, it'd be cool to mention him every so often, but not to have him in the game. So I'd kind of say save Sabretooth for at least the next game. like how they built up Venom for the next game in Spider-Man 2. But yeah, maybe you could even do, like in the sequel, like you could even have Sabretooths hooked up with the Marauders and have some of the Marauders as boss fights, and have Sinister in the next game. Who can say? So yeah, there's a lot, but the real one, I think the real boss fights I would really like to see are, or the villains at least, I would love to see in this game are Lady Deathstrike, Cyber, the Wendigo, and hopefully the Hulk too, as other boss fights. But anyway, you guys tell me in the comments below, what Wolverine villains do you want to see in the game? Oh yeah, Roughhouse and Bloodsport. I forgot those two as well. But you guys tell me in the comments below, what are some Wolverine villains you would love to see in this Wolverine game? Just comment below, let me know. Other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.